Welcome back. In this session, I will explain database system environment. This is called session 10. Database system refers to a set of components that defines and control the collection, storage, management and use of data. That is totally called a database system environment. Components of database system environment. First one, hardware components. It identifies all these systems physical devices. Actually, that includes computers, computer peripherals, network component, etc. Second one, software components. Actually, it refers to the collection of programs. Software, you know that what is software? Collection of programs used within the database system. Again, there are subcategories. A, operating system. It manages all hardware components and allows other software to run on the computer. Suppose if you want to interact with the computer, there must be operating system. B, DBMS software. It manages the database within the database system. There, database system is very important. Within that, we are going to manage the database. C, application programs. These are used to access and manipulate data in the DBMS. In application program, what we are going to do, we have to access and manipulate the data within the database system. Third one, people component. It includes all users associated with the all database system. Again, there are subcategories. System administrators, database administrators, database designer, system analysts, end users. System administrator will concentrate on maintaining the system. Database administrator concentrate on data, what you are storing in database system. Database designer, how we can design the database. System analyst, analyze the system. End user, simply they are using the application. Fourth one, procedures in a database environment. And fifth one, data in the database. These are all components of database system environment. Next is distributed database system. Actually, it contains database and the DBMS software distributed over number of computer sites connected by the network. What does it mean actually? DBMS software will be distributed over several computers, many computers. But those are interconnected through with the help of network. Next, basic client and server architectures. The client or server architecture was developed to deal with computer environment in which a large number of PCs, workstations, file servers. In the network system, there is a client server system is there. Server just concentrate on storing of data. In server, data will be stored. Client will make use of the application. In that, a client in this framework is typically a user machine that provides user interface capabilities and local processing. Next, a server is a system containing both hardware and software that can provide services to the client nations. Client will use the system, but server should provide the service to the client. There are two types of DBMS architecture. They are first one, two-tier client-server architecture. Second one, three-tier client-server architecture. First, let us see two-tier client architecture. You see here, you see the figure. There is a client. Below that, there is a print server, file server, DBMS server. That means that logically two-tier client or server architecture. This figure. This is also called two-tier architecture because the software components are distributed over two systems, client and server. That's why it is called what? Yeah, two-tier client server system. The emergency of the website changed the role of client and server, leading to the three-tier architecture. Here in two-tier, there is only client is there, server is there. Just data will be distributed only within the client and server. Next, we'll pass on to three-tier architecture. The intermediate layer or middle layer is sometimes called the application server or web server. Three-tier architecture can enhance security. First one, database server only access via middle layer. Clients cannot directly access database server. In the case of two-tier architecture, client can directly access the database of the server. But whereas in the case of three-tier, client directly cannot access the data of the server. Through application server, you can access. You see the figure here. First one is client GUI, graphical user interface, web interface. You see an application programs, web pages. Third one, database management system. You just to see two-tier as well as three-tier. There is no middle layer. Here middle layer is there, that is application programs. Here presentation layer, business logic layer, database services layer. You see. Here, in the case of two-tier, client directly can access the data of the server. But whereas in the case of three-layer architecture or three-tier architecture, client cannot access the data of the server directly, but he can access through the application programs. The presentation layer displays information to the user. The business logic layer handles intermediate rules and constraints before data is passed up to the user or down to the database. If the bottom layer is split in two layers, web server and database server, then it is a four-tier architecture, possibly to then tier. If you divide again, there is a database server is there, database server is there, web server is there. If we again divide it, it becomes a four-tier architecture. Advantages: technologically flexibility, long-term usage, reduce risk, improve customer services. Next, number of user support. In this, how many number of users and it supports which type of operating system, like single or multi-user. Single user operating system. In this, database resides on one computer and is only accessed by one user at a time. Single user system is one can use at a time, not more than one. Multi-user system is more than one can use at a time. Next, number of sites. Here, Users are used to store data in a single site or distributed site. In that first one, centralized. Data is stored at a single site. Distributed. Database and DBMS softwares store over many sites connected by network. Next one, homogeneous. Use DBMS site at multiple sites. Online transaction processing used for data and retrieval. Cost, whether it is low or high, that is for the end system. Purpose, whether it may be used for general purpose or specific purpose software systems. Thank you. Welcome back. In this session, I will explain classification of database systems. There are 5 models of DBMS. They are relational database model, hierarchical data model, network data model, object-oriented data model, object relational data model. First, let us see relational data model. This model was developed by E.F. Hood in 1960s. In the relational model, data is organized in 2-dimensional tables called relations. Relation means what here? Association among several entities. The data is manipulated based on the relational theory of the mathematics. Table is a combination of unnamed rows and named columns. Is a collection of records. You know that row is nothing but a record, column is nothing but a field. Rows are also called as tuples or records. Columns are also called as fields or attributes. You see that figure, there is a side, yes name, course, fee, SEP. Here, this is each row is there, no? That is called what a tuple, also called record. Each column is there, no? That is called domain. Terminologies. First one, domain. A set of unique values in a particular column is referred as domain. What you have stored in each column, that is called domain. Example, in the above relation, SID column is the domain, rest of the columns have duplicate values. Cardinality of relation. Number of rows present in that particular relation is referred as cardinality of relation. Next, degree of relation. Number of columns present in that particular relation is referred as degree of relation. See now, number of rows present in the particular relation is referred to as cardinality of relation. How many rows are there? 3 rows. That is cardinality of relation. Degree of relation. Number of columns present in that particular relation is referred as degree of relation. How many columns are there in the above table? 5 columns are there. Advantages. First one, compared to network and hierarchical model, creation of relation will be easy. In this model, changes in the structure do not affect the data access. If you made any changes, nothing will have effect to data access. It is very powerful and flexible model for every user. Disadvantages. First one, in this We hide the implementation complexity and the data storage details from the users. Here we are going to hide. Second one, using this model, we cannot implement a reference concept. Very difficult to implement the reference concept. Third one, it is purely designed database system, means every user can implement the model. These are all advantages of relational model. Next, we'll pass on to second one, hierarchical model. This model is used to describe the data and maintain the logical and physical view level. In this hierarchical model, the data is organized into structure. This is what tree structure diagram. Tree means what a one-to-many relationship. See, in relationship, there are different types are there. One-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, many-to-one. One-to-one. A is associated with B. B is associated with A. That is one-to-one. One-to-many. A is associated with B, C, D. One-to-many. Many-to-one. B, C, D are associated with A. Many-to-many. A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Associated with A, B, C are associated with X, Y, Z. At the top of the hierarchy, there is one entity which is called root. In one-to-many relationship, which is stored in the top, that is called root. You see the figure, department is there, number, name. Below that courses, that is left of the root is courses and predecessors and so on. Right is what is students. This is what a hierarchical model. Advantages. First one, in this model, DBMS provides lot of security. You know that security is very important. Second one, there is always simple to design but complex to implement. Next, this model suffers from the insert, delete and some other updation and so on. This is about a hierarchical model. Next one, network model. Next one. Network model allows each record to have multiple parent and children records. Multiple, many to many. This is. You see the figure there. Figure is there. There is, you see now. I told you under relation, this is many to many. There is A, B, C, X, Y, Z. A, B, C are associated with X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z are associated with A, B, C. You see this figure. This is data must be tree-like structure because of we are using the pointers. There is many to many. This is everything is associated with all other things. All other things are associated with everything. Here the main is what here the data manipulation can be done easily in network model. It is possible to represent many to many relationship. Here we can represent the many to many relationship. Disadvantages. It is very complex to implement the pointer concepts. It is very difficult to make the structural changes in the database. These are main disadvantages. Next, we will pass on to object-oriented data model. The data model is a logical organization of the real-world object. Object is nothing but the entity, thing. Constraints on them and the relationship among objects. A data model that captures is an object-oriented data model. An object-oriented database is a collection of objects whose behavior, state and relationships are called object-oriented data model. There is, the collection of objects are there. You have to concentrate on behavior of the state, relationship, and etc. An object-oriented data model consists of the following basic concepts. In the first one, object and object identifier. Any real world entity is uniformly modeled as an object. Attributes and methods. Every object has a every object has a state and behavior. Class, a means of grouping all the objects which shares the same set of attributes and the methods. Class hierarchy and inheritance. Derive a new class, subclass from an existing class, superclass. If I derive one class from another class, that is called what? Inheritance. Next, you will pass on to object relational data model. Object relational model designed to provide a relational database management system that allows developers to integrate databases with their data types and methods. There you have to specify the data types as well as methods for databases. It is essentially a relational model that allows users to integrate object-oriented features into it. Thank you. We will see in the next set.